Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an intake and a contact in the system. So just going to give you some general knowledge on how to do that. Things you have to fill out, things you don't have to fill out, and which programs are going to be doing what. So for our counseling team, you will be creating an intake, and in that intake, you'll also be creating a contact for every single one of the potential clients you're going to serve, and then they're going to become a program engagement when they become a future client. For our Family First team, very similar process. You'll be following. You'll be creating the intake and the contact for any new members that you're having. We added some awesome new features for you all that we'll take a look at later, and to allow you to track just the information for the kiddos that are tied to your young moms and young fathers, thankfully. And then for our bullying prevention team, this is going to look a little different for you. You're going to start the process a little bit different than most. You're not required to do the intake process since you don't need recommendation forms. So the process will definitely look a little different for you. So for this specific video, I'm going to show you kind of how to start. Once I'm in Salesforce, what do I do once I already have a recommendation form, or what do I do when I have a member form, right? That's interested in inquiry, a referral, and things like that. So first things first, you will search the client. There's a couple ways you can do this. At the top, there is client search. At the bottom, there is also client search. So you can click on the bottom and type client search, and you can type in someone's name. And sometimes it'll fill it out for you. And sometimes it won't. So I saw fake. Fake one will pop up. Normally it should. If you have a birthday in there, you want to put that in. If I go up here to client search as well, I should see something very similar. No records for Doug. Let's try fake one. Okay, so if you type the name of the client that you're working with and you do see the name, then what you do is you'll click on that name. It'll open up the contacts page. And here in the contacts page, you will be able to see a few things. So what you're going to do after you open up the contacts page is you're going to then create an intake. Okay, and once you create the intake, then it'll give you all of the wonderful options to do exactly that, create that intake. Okay, so we're going to pretend that we don't have a client in the system, and we're going to search them, and we're going to type in Doug 1. And we see that Doug doesn't exist. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go back to the home page, and I'm going to click New Intake. So since Doug does not exist, new intake is going to be, we'll say, Doug 2. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and create a new contact for Doug 2. Last name is Hernandez. We'll do fake. And I'm going to click on the date that was added to Salesforce, which is today. Keep in mind that everything with a red asterisk is mandatory and needs to be in the system. Okay. So for gender, if you have that information, feel free to put it in there. I do. And as far as ethnicity as well, this option is actually going to be optional, so you don't have to fill it out right now. It's showing it as mandatory, so I'll make sure to go in there and remove it from it being mandatory. Then you'll see any pronouns that exist, the birth date. I want to make sure you have the birth date for the student or the client or whatever it is that whoever it is that you're serving. And then their primary language. And we'll see recommendation presenting traumas, recommendation presenting behaviors. So don't stress too much about those here. Those are actually going to be removed. So you want to fill out all the information that's important here. So you see the contact information. As we mentioned before, the contact information is for the actual client. Okay. So that way, we know how to contact the actual person that's going to be receiving services. So if you're working with a fifth grader, fourth grader, third grader, and they don't have a cell phone number or an email that reach out directly to them, you will leave this all blank. Contact information is specific to the person that we're serving. This one right here under parent in contact information, that's where the information will change. So right then and there, you're going to make sure that you input the contact information for the parent. All right, so we'll go ahead and plug that in. D1 fake. We don't have contact information for parent 2 or guardian 2, but I'm going to type in the phone number. 619-111-111-111. Great. So parent or guardian, one preferred language. We're going to put that they speak English. Yay. They speak English. They also speak Spanish. Yay. And if they speak a different language, yay for that too. Okay, so now we have the address information. What we're going to do next is we're going to search the address if we have it. Okay. So I do have the address here, 9 West Gabilan Street. That is the address to the office, for those of you that don't know that. And then contact information. If we have a emergency contact information, this is where you'll put it. So you will have to create technically another contact for them, but it's very basic information that you'll need to provide. Then, obviously, bullying prevention info. That is specific to bullying prevention. So if you're a counselor, do not worry about filling that out, and or this account name as well. Don't worry about filling that out. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Everything looks good for me, and you can see that it creates that contact here. Awesome. So we're good there. So then next, I'm going to go to filling out the rest of the intake. That was the contact. So under the rest of the intake, it's basically just plug and play. All this information should be presented to you on an intake or membership form. So in terms of the stage, you're either in progress or pending. We're awaiting consent forms. The member is not approved, either because the parent rejected, the client rejected, or they were referred elsewhere, or other, right? Or they're not eligible. Or they graduated the program already, or the form's completed / approved. So we know, okay, are they approved? Are they good to go? Or are they still in progress, right? Have we not been able to reach out for them? Or are we awaiting consent? So we did reach out to them. We did talk to them already. And guess what? We're just waiting for them to bring their consent forms. So you can select either one of those. In this case, I haven't spoken to the client yet, so I'm going to go to in progress. As far as the referral source is concerned, we're going to say that this was sent by a school admin. We don't have an other. The school district in this case will say is Aroma San Juan. And Anzar. Maybe not Anzar. I'm going to say San Juan. There's no post-secondary school. And as far as the potential program is concerned, this is going to be potentially Sticks and Stones. Current grade, they are currently in 2nd grade. Intake recommendation date is on today. And then for counseling right here, this is the before counseling functioning level. So this is basically the recommendation from the previous or from the person that referred them. And for us, it came in that they are vulnerable. They do not have any additional services currently. And then you want to make sure that you're filling out your recommendation presenting trauma. And these are going to be, let's say, these are clickable. So you're going to click one at a time. So we're saying, okay, well, this person, they're being referred because they're divorced. There's a divorce and or separation that they're experiencing. They're experiencing grief and loss due to the relationship. And then there's also some abuse and neglect. That's what is being referred to us through the person making those referrals. Before you can move on to this page here, you have to acknowledge that you completed it accurately. And this is coming directly from the intake page. Okay. If you are not doing in getting a recommendation and you're not going to be providing counseling and this does not apply to you, just go ahead and select NA, okay, because it doesn't apply. But yes, you have completed it accurately. Great. So as far as the recommendation process, or what are they presenting with? What are their presenting behaviors? They are withdrawn, there's difficulty expressing emotion, and there's anxiety, hypervigilance, and excessive worry. So I'm acknowledging that I did that correctly. I don't have any Family First client currently right now, so I don't have to worry about that. And as far as close date is concerned, there is no close date. So what I'm going to do next is I'm done. I'm going to hit save. So once I hit save, everything uploads in the system for me. And now I have successfully created two things, a contact and an intake. So we'll end the video there. Thank you all. Appreciate you. And we'll be covering program engagements next time and next video. But actually, before we go, let me just show you what the intake page will look like. It's going to be a little bit different than the contact page and a little bit different than the program engagement page. So this is the intakes page. You have some options up here to do a few things. And then you have your options here for kind of what phases these clients are in. You'll see Doug Fake One. It has at the top, they'll have just kind of a bunch of generic information. The demographic information is your name, the age category, pronouns. You have the account name if one exists, mailing address, phone number, preferred method of contact, and then it has their emergency numbers and everything like that listed there. And you have intake information. And this intake information is going to show you the same thing. It'll show you the contact. It'll show you what stage they're in. It'll show you the referral source, what grade they're currently in. And it'll show you a few other things, like the program and then what district and school they're at. It'll also show you the before counseling functioning level. And it shows you also the traumas that were recommended. And then it has the result. And then down here you have a space for writing notes. And you see if there's any program engagements there. It has client files that you can upload and any other information you need. So this is where you can log a note for the client. And since it's just an intake, someone that's inquiring about services, this is where you'll log whether you had a conversation with them, whether you're waiting on consent forms, things like that. So once you have completed that process, then you can do a couple of things here. You can actually add the file, and you would not add a service delivery yet since they're not a client. Once they become a client and you have consent, that's when you can add a service delivery. So I know it is pretty self-explanatory. It's a lot of data entry, a lot of data logging. But if there are any questions and or concerns, please let me and let us know. Thank you all. Have a good day.